So if you haven't heard the possibly good news, I'm hoping it's super true. Paramount might be making a Beast Wars movie, and I am super excited if it's true. Technically, they're thinking about making 2 more Transformers movies, which I didn't see Bumblebee, and I didn't see the last Transformers movie, but nonetheless, they're thinking about rebooting, yet again, the Transformers franchise. One idea is being passed around is Beast Wars, and I am just super excited. And so I wanted to dive into what exactly Beast Wars is, or who they are, and how it could possibly link to the other movies, and what, you know, the other, I guess, what the movie could be about. So let's get to it. So if you're not familiar with Beast Wars, they are versions of Transformers in animal form. That's the easiest way to say it. They are animal versions of Transformers. So they're robots that turn into animals. So instead of robots being turned into cars, they turn into animals. It's based off a kids' TV show from the 90s. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's awesome. But the simple premise is they are on an exploratory mission. I think it's the Decepticons and the Autobots. They crash land on a planet which is pretty much Earth. And when they crash land, they're, I guess, Transformer form, if you want to call it. Basically, like their energy, they have to transfer it to an object. So they crash land on opposite sides of the planet. Well, in the show, opposite sides of the planet, but nonetheless. And they scan objects around them to basically copy. And that's going to be like their form for the whole show. And so since they crash land on Earth, which at the time is like ancient Earth, I guess, if you want to call it. So dinosaurs are around, basically, at this time. And so the Decepticons turn to like dinosaurs and reptiles and, you know, insects. And then on the opposite side, you have the good guys, Autobots, that turn into more mammals, you know. So gorillas and cheetahs and rats and, you know, rhinoceroses and stuff like that. And so their whole point of all this is they're trying to find Energon, which is fuel for their race, and take it back to Cybertron, or get back to Cybertron. So that's the whole point of the show, basically, is they're constantly going back and forth, exploring the world that they landed on to try to find Energon, and they, you know, fight in the process. So what could the movie possibly be about? Well, in relation to the current movies that are already around, you know, we already have Megatron and Optimus Prime in the current movies, so I think this movie would be like a prequel spin-off, possibly. I mean, it would kind of have to be. I know they're rebooting it, but it would be nice if they just made like its own separate thing and then still relate it back to the movie. So what I think they could do, Megatron and Optimus Prime are already in the current movie timeline. In Age of Extinction, in the last Transformers movie, they reference Dinobots, which are just basically ancient warriors who have taken the form of dinosaurs. So this kind of works out perfect. They can basically just link that right there to Beast Wars. So Beast Wars could come before, if they wanted to, they could come before the Transformers timeline, and that would kind of also make sense as far as like how in certain parts of history, I think it kind of discusses that through some of the movies where Shia LaBeouf is still in it, they kind of had some presence of Transformers. So it kind of all goes together. So if you were to say that the Beast Wars missions took place before the Transformers timeline of the Transformers movies franchise, is like the same premise and side mission, but just don't put in Megatron and Optimus Prime. Just keep all the side characters like, you know, Rat Trap and Rhinox, all those people. It would kind of work. It would make sense. And then you could link them to the franchise through the Dinobots, because you have dinosaurs in that, you know, world. Now they could probably change some of the characters up a little bit. So like, you know, you have Grimlock in Age of Extinction, which is like the main, you know, Tyrannosaurus Rex. So you could probably put him in that movie to kind of give it a direct line. I mean, and judging by the way they did Age of Extinction and this how they portrayed the Dinobots, it was pretty cool. I mean, the way they look, their appearance. So I have pretty high hopes that they can pull off animal forms. So what will the movie be about? I think it's going to basically just be mimicked after the show. Just take out the, you know, like I said, Megatron and Optimus Prime. So you have Transformers that are off on an exploratory mission to find Energon, which is again fuel, and you have a Decepticon ship and a Autobot ship, and they crash land on ancient Earth. That's basically a simple premise. And like I said, they crash land on opposite sides of the planet. They have to find forms to mimic so they can inhabit the planet. And it's just basically the same premise. I mean, I can see them getting like one good movie out of it. The TV show lasted for about 3 seasons, I believe, and like the first 2 or 3. I know like there was like original Beast Wars and there was like Beast Machines. And Beast Machines was okay. I didn't really care for it too much. It was 2 seasons. But Beast Wars basically happens on Earth, and then Beast Machines is them getting back to Cybertron, but still being in their animal form permanently because of they transported and crashed again, you know. Obviously don't know how to drive a ship is what it comes down to. So I guess if they wanted to, if they made the first Beast Wars and they thought it was successful and named a sequel, they could technically make a Beast Machines as a sequel. And that would kind of make sense to some capacity because you would have, you know, the movie about them on their exploratory mission and they're fighting for the Energon. And then you have Beast Machines, which could be like a race back to Cybertron. And then that's where you can get with Megatron and Optimus Prime, and then you kind of linked it all back in to the series again. Overall, I think this is a great idea. I hope they really do this. I hope Paramount gives it the attention it needs. I think it's way long overdue. I know there was a rumor back in 2017 that they were going to do a Beast Wars movie, but it never happened. So I really hope this does happen. It probably wouldn't happen until like 2021 or 2022, I'm guessing, which depends on whichever one they want to do first. I hope they do Beast Wars first and, you know, Bumblebee 2 or whatever they want to do, you know, later. It's whatever they think will make more money at the box office. So those are the details about Beast Wars and my thoughts on what the movie could possibly be about. Let me know in the comments below what you think the plot could be, and if you're super excited like I am for Beast Wars the movie. Of course, subscribe today. I'm still on my road to 1,000. I'm already coming up on my 1-year anniversary, sad to say, and I have not met my goal, but 2020 is a new year, and so I'm hoping that this year will be my year. As always, like this video, and I will see you guys on the next mashup.